Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. It's Maggie. Welcome to Moonlit Waters. I am really happy you've stopped by to discuss the energy for the week of December 6th through the 12th. Let's see what's going on for you. We do start with the Moon in Capricorn. And the Moon in Capricorn is going to talk to Venus and it's going to talk to Pluto. And Venus and Pluto is the big thing of the week. They're going to actually come into an exact conjunction before the week is over, but they are close enough. They are holding hands. They just go in for the big hug and the kiss there on Saturday. So here we go. We are looking at the energy being the best day to really get stuff done, to feeling a little motivated, to really want to jump in and get things done. But since Venus rules your sign, she is definitely there trying to work things out around partnership and what you value. And there's a plan that's being developed, and it's going to be edited and reworked for a few months here. So this is a week where we start figuring out what it is we want to change. We're really starting to sort through that. I think that eclipse could have really cleared out some of that energy and allowed you now to start focusing in on where it is you go from here. You have abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have. And there is enough abundance for everyone. So I think that it comes down to, with that eclipse, being able to release the idea that you can't have what you want. Instead, start focusing on what you do want. It says, be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We only need to open our hearts and our minds. Nature signs. So, as you go through your day and you notice an animal. I get oh gosh, when I started waking up, that was the first thing I noticed was how much the animals were talking to me. What is the spiritual meaning of? And then you key that into your Google search or whatever, and what is the spiritual meaning of what you see today? So if you saw a flower that you hadn't seen in a while, or you saw a ladybug, or you saw a snake, or you saw a bird, what kind of a bird? You saw a nest, you saw whatever, what you see in nature. And so this requires spending time in nature to gather the information, but it is so helpful. It is so helpful. What did you see? And if, for instance, it's the freaking middle of winter and it's cold and it's snowy and you don't want to go outside and there's no nature to be had, then sit in meditation and ask to have a sign brought to you. And what comes into your view? What do you see? Do you see a turtle? Do you see a whale? What is it? So whatever it is, the signs and the signals that you're picking up. It's a best way to get messages from your spirit guide team without actually being in meditation. Oh, here's a sign for you. So it's a great practice to start, and it's really easy once you start developing this language that you have with spirit based on your knowledge as you expand and you see things. So the moon is going to move into Aquarius on Tuesday at 6:49 a.m. The moon in Aquarius is seeking clarity. Definitely seeking clarity. But Mercury is going to be squaring off with Neptune. They're both in this very expansive energy. So there's an exaggeration of communication. There could be misleading information and lies or just confusion around the whole situation. You got Mars that's square with Jupiter. Jupiter wants to expand. Mars wants to get things done. They can't seem to agree on how is the best way to proceed forward. You have the moon in Aquarius who's, in this higher mind. It's square with Uranus that rules Aquarius and wants to make some changes. And so they're not on the same page. And so there's this energy of confusion and not being on the same page and not knowing what to do. And honestly, we're all in that energy. So it's not about what the plan is. It is about what is the vision. Creating a vision that you can hold the vision like it's a little picture in your hands that you're holding right now, or that you put up on the wall, right? It's a picture. And the reason I'm saying put up on the wall is because actually you have manifestation and they show a picture up on the wall. So it's like reaching higher. What is the highest vision? So focus on a vision beyond yourself and your unicorns will help you. And this energy, it makes it a little difficult to do that, but it's almost like this shows the picture up above the clouds in parts. And so it's almost as though you have to reach through the clouds to get past the confusion, to get the clarity on what it is you really want. So in your heart of hearts, what is it you're really trying to create? And then we have the Queen of the Unicorns. You are blessed with love, compassion, and wisdom. This is being open and receptive. This is Venus energy. Love, compassion, and wisdom. So open up and to receiving the energy and the guidance. Look for the opportunities. There is some opportunity to really try to be optimistic about what it is that you want and having clarity of vision coming up when the moon sextiles. That's that energy of choice with both the sun and Mercury on Wednesday. And so there's a possibility that you can get a little bit more clear. You will notice at the bottom of this picture, it's still in the clouds. So that the clarity is coming in. It's coming in. It's not here yet, but it's making its way to us, which is very nice. Overnight at 3:53 a.m. on Thursday, Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. You guys always have to adjust the time zone for yourself. We have the moon going to conjunct with Jupiter. And so I feel like if you're in the United States, your overnight sleep might be a little disrupted by this energy. And I think we're going to wake up a little grumpy because then the moon's going to square off with Mars. And so, you know, pack some chocolate for you and your coworkers. Pack extra time into your schedule. I think people are going to be stressed. Mars, when it's stressed, that tends to cause accidents and stuff. So just, you know, the commute looks a little rough. But then the moon slides into Pisces at 9:53 in the morning, and I think that it's a general sense of relief and empathy, and I think things settle down as far as emotional energy goes. But there's a need to really focus on what it is you want to manifest, what you want to create, and making your dreams realities, right? And so part of that is going to be not to tell anybody what you want to do, because then they're going to want to know what your plan is, and nobody has a plan yet. So it's important that you find clarity of vision this week. You have ready, set, go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. It is about getting the clarity of what it is that you want. How is going to come. It's not, but it's a few months off, honestly. There's going to be steps along the way where we make steps and progress, and we go, well, we got to rework that, and we got to go through that again. But because Venus is going to retrograde over there in Capricorn, so she's going to talk to Pluto 3 times. First time she talks to him is going to be on Saturday at 11:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're exactly conjunct. They're actually talking to each other this whole time, though, really. And so 11:29 a.m. And so from 11:29 to about 2:30 Eastern Standard Time in the U.S., there is a really great opportunity to really focus in on what it is that you want to do here and create some steps. And yes, you're going to have to be willing to rework the plan. You are. So good thing you're an initiating sign. You're like, oh, that didn't work. I'll try something else. There's going to be a lot of that going on, but start making some effort in that direction. At 4:46 p.m. on Saturday, the moon is going to move into Aries. And when the moon moves into Aries, it doesn't take too long before it becomes into conjunction with Chiron. And the moon and Chiron, when they're in conjunction, really can stir up those feelings about your childhood and trigger things. And it could be that something now is happening that it triggers stuff that happened to us when we were kids. So let's say, for instance, okay, they're bringing me the same example. They gave me another sign. So if you've heard this before, I'm sorry. But they're showing me again the spouse that's heading out to run errands and doesn't tell the other one. And you wake up and your spouse isn't there and they're off running errands and you're like, what the heck? You didn't tell me you were going. I would have totally gone with you. I would have liked to have gone. I would have liked to have known what you were doing. And it isn't that you're really mad that they went without you. It's that feeling of abandonment or not being included in the decision-making process or something. So trace that back to your childhood. Do you have some sort of an abandonment issue from your childhood? Do you have a sense that people would go and do things and never include you? Is there a feeling of exclusion from your childhood? It's that. So you have to understand that there's nothing wrong with someone getting up and going, oh, I'm going to let my partner sleep. They probably really need to sleep and I need to get this stuff done because I have a lot to do today. And they just decide to go run out and do something, and there's really nothing wrong with that. And yet it really bothered you. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, that really bothered me. But the question is, why? Why did it bother you? And can you take a look at that? And can you allow yourself to heal that? Look, you guys have been having an interesting ride lately. But I got to tell you, you have another card here that says manifest. So I feel like you have abundance, you have manifestations, you have ready, set, go, and you have the stars. You can manifest your every wish. What you focus on, what you think about, is what you're going to manifest and bring in. There's guidance being brought to you. Look for the signs. It is time to take some kind of action in the direction you want to go. And I think the first thing is knowing with clarity exactly what it is that you want. And then that singularity of focus, being determined, that Capricorn energy of overcoming obstacles to get what it is that you want. I think that's what's on offer this week for you, which is pretty cool. So I think this week you finally start getting some clarity. I think some of the fog starts to lift. And I think that you're going to be like, yeehaw, it's about time. All right, you guys take really good care of yourself. Have a great week. Your video for 2022, the sneak peek, will be out on Wednesday. It'll be out on Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. I am going to link your December reading right here if you haven't had a chance to check that out. And you can check out the daily energy over on Facebook at Moonlit Waters in case you didn't know that Monday was supposed to be the Get Her Done day. You would have known if you had checked in over there because I talked about it on Sunday. All right, you guys take good care. I mean that. I'll talk to you soon.